For 5 full years, it was flying, silently, secretly, in restricted airspace that didn't officially exist. No press release, no announcement, no leaks. Just a ghost cutting through the sky at over 1,500 miles per hour while the rest of the world had absolutely no idea. And while China was celebrating what they thought was their moment, unveiling 2 brand new stealth jets in a single week, America smiled quietly. Because America already had something they couldn't see, couldn't track, and couldn't stop. Its name is the F-47, and what it can do will change the way wars are won before they even begin. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn things about this aircraft that most Americans don't know yet. And once you see what's coming, you'll understand why the entire world just changed. Welcome to Aviation History Hub, the channel where we don't just tell you what's flying over your head, we tell you why it matters. I'm glad you're here today, because this story, the story of the F-47, is one of the most important things happening in military aviation right now. And most people are only scratching the surface. We're going to go deep. Before we do, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now. We cover military aviation, air power, and defense technology that shapes the world. You don't want to miss what's coming next on this channel. Alright, let's get into it. To understand why the F-47 exists, you have to understand the problem that forced it into existence. For years, decades, actually, America ruled the skies without question. The F-22 Raptor was untouchable, the most advanced stealth fighter ever built. Faster than most people can process, nearly invisible to radar. A machine so capable that even allies were in awe of it. But here's the truth about technology that no military leader will ever ignore. Every advantage eventually expires. While American pilots were flying the F-22 with pride, something was happening on the other side of the world. China was watching. Russia was studying. And both of them were pouring billions into one single goal, finding a way to make America's air dominance obsolete. By the early 2020s, China had already fielded the J-20 stealth fighter. Russia was pushing its Su-57 program. Both nations began developing radar systems specifically designed to detect low observable aircraft, advanced long-range missiles, electronic warfare technology aimed at blinding American jets before they could even strike. The gap was closing. Maybe not fully, maybe not yet, but it was closing. And the men and women in charge of American air power looked at those threat assessments, the classified ones, the real ones, and they made a decision. Good enough is not good enough anymore. The Next Generation Air Dominance Program was born. Known as NGAD, its mission was brutal in its simplicity. Build a fighter jet so advanced that no enemy, not China, not Russia, not anyone, could ever touch it. What they built is the F-47. On March 21, 2025, the U.S. Air Force made it official. Boeing, not Lockheed Martin, not Northrop Grumman, Boeing had won the contract to build America's next-generation fighter. The contract value was over $20 billion. The aircraft designation was F-47, and that number, 47, was not an accident. President Trump himself confirmed it was a deliberate tribute to the 47th President of the United States, a statement of American power tied to a defining moment in American history. Now here's where things get fascinating. Most people assumed Lockheed Martin would win this contract. They built the F-22, they built the F-35. For decades, they have been America's go-to stealth fighter manufacturer. Their record is legendary. But Boeing won, and the reason why tells you everything about how the U.S. military thinks today. Boeing had already built a complete digital twin of the aircraft, a perfect computer simulation. Every bolt, every panel, every system, tested and proven before a single piece of metal was cut. That level of preparation had never been seen in fighter development before. On top of that, Boeing had years of experimental flight data behind them. Secret X-plane prototypes had already been flying for 5 years. They weren't making promises, they were showing proof. And beyond that, the Pentagon made a strategic decision. America cannot depend on a single company for its most critical air power. Boeing, winning this contract, protects the future of American aviation by spreading capability, talent, and responsibility. General Dabitz, Ivan Chief of Staff of the Air Force, put it plainly when he said the F-47 will have significantly longer range, more advanced stealth, be more sustainable, and have higher availability than fifth-generation fighters. In plain language, the F-47 doesn't just beat the F-22. It makes the F-22 look like the past. Now let's talk numbers. Because the specifications of the F-47 are genuinely jaw-dropping, the F-47 flies at Mach 2 and beyond. That's over 1,500 miles per hour. At that speed, this jet could travel from New York to Los Angeles in under 90 minutes. Faster than most commercial flights cover a single state, its combat radius stretches over 1,000 nautical miles. Combat radius means how far the jet can fly into enemy territory, complete its mission, and still return home safely. 1,000 nautical miles is an extraordinary number. It means the F-47 can reach deep into the most contested, most dangerous airspace in the world, the South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, the Pacific, and get back. That range was specifically designed with China in mind. When it comes to stealth, both the F-22 and F-35 are already near invisible to radar. The F-47 goes further. New materials, new surface shaping, new onboard systems that actively reduce its radar signature in real time. When an enemy radar operator is searching for this aircraft, they may see nothing at all, not even a ghost, just empty sky. And then there are the engines. Two companies are competing to power the F-47, General Electric and Pratt & Whitney. Both are developing what are called adaptive cycle engines. These power plants can shift between operating modes mid-mission, efficient, and long-range during cruise. Then an explosive burst of raw power when combat demands it. This kind of flexible propulsion has never existed in a production fighter before. Every single one of those capabilities was built with one purpose, to make sure that if America ever has to fight for its skies, it wins. Now here is the part of the F-47 story that most people haven't fully understood yet, and it changes everything. The F-47 is not just a fighter jet, it is a quarterback. Flying alongside it in combat will be autonomous drone aircraft called Collaborative Combat Aircraft, or CCAs. These are unmanned wingmen, AI-controlled aircraft that carry weapons, sensors, and electronic warfare jammers. They fly information with the F-47, respond to commands from the pilot in the cockpit, extend the pilot's reach, multiply the firepower, and absorb the risk in the most dangerous areas of the battlefield. The U.S. Air Force has already designated two of these drone types, the YFQ-42A and the YFQ-44A. The plan calls for over 1,000 of these drones, with roughly 2 flying alongside every F-47 and F-35 in the fleet. Think about what that image looks like. A single American pilot flying at supersonic speed, commanding a coordinated team of AI wingmen, each one carrying different capabilities. Weapons, sensors, electronic jamming that blinds enemy systems before the pilot even enters their radar range. The enemy doesn't see one aircraft coming. They see a team, an intelligent, coordinated, unstoppable team. This concept, called man-to-man teaming, is the future of air combat, and America is further ahead in developing it than any nation on Earth. The pilots who will one day fly the F-47 won't just be pilots. They'll be mission commanders, leading a team through the most complex, dangerous airspace in history. With technology giving them capabilities no single human could ever manage alone. America is not building the F-47 in a vacuum. The global race for sixth-generation air power is real. It is happening right now, and the stakes have never been higher. In December 2024, China shocked the defense world by revealing 2 advanced stealth aircraft prototypes in a single week. The Chengdu J-36 and the Shenyang J-50. Both appeared to be large, advanced, stealthy designs. Analysts were stunned by the pace of Chinese development. Then, in 2025, a third prototype was spotted with a completely different configuration. China is moving fast. There is no question about that. Russia is developing its own 6th-generation interceptor. Europe has a joint program between France, Germany, and Spain, though that project has been repeatedly delayed by political disagreements and funding disputes. But here is what separates the F-47 from every one of those programs. America is not planning. America is building. The F-47 is the only 6th-generation crewed fighter program in the world that has already flown experimental prototypes, already secured a full production contract, and already begun manufacturing its first aircraft. Everyone else is designing, arguing, and waiting. America is building. That gap, that first-mover advantage, means American pilots will train on this aircraft first. American tactics will develop first. American industrial capacity will scale first. By the time any rival nation fields their 6th-generation jet, U.S. pilots will already have years of real-world experience. In military aviation, that kind of head start doesn't just matter. It wins. So where does the F-47 stand, right now, in 2026? Production of the first aircraft has officially begun at Boeing's facility in St. Louis, Missouri, a site with deep roots in American military aviation history. The first flight is expected in 2028. Operational service is planned for 2029. Full fleet fielding will continue throughout the 2030s. The engine competition between GE and Pratt & Whitney is ongoing. The drone wingman program is advancing alongside the aircraft. And the Air Force has confirmed the F-47 is being built with a built-to-adapt philosophy, meaning it can be upgraded as threats evolve rather than becoming obsolete within a decade. There is also a serious discussion of an export version, a slightly less capable variant that could be offered to America's closest allies who cannot afford to fall behind in the 6th-generation race. That export program would help fund development while strengthening the alliances that keep the world stable. This program is real. It is moving. and the world is paying close attention. The F-47 is more than a fighter jet. It is proof. Proof that when America decides to do something, truly decides, nothing on earth can stop it. From the engineers who built its digital twin before a single piece of metal was cut, to the test pilots who flew it in secret for 5 full years, to the men and women who will one day climb into its cockpit and defend this nation from threats most of us will never fully know. This aircraft is a tribute to American excellence. Not perfection, excellence. The relentless, unshakable pursuit of better, the refusal to accept good enough when the stakes are this high. The skies have always belonged to those bold enough to own them. And right now, America just made sure that remains true for another generation. If this video gave you something, a fact you didn't know, a story that hit different, do me one favor. Hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people who care about this. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We cover military, aviation, air power, history, and the technology that shapes our world. New videos every single week. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss one. Before you go, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Do you think the F-47 will be the most dominant fighter jet ever built in history? Drop your answer below. Let's see what this community thinks. This has been Aviation History Hub. I'll see you in the next one.